episode of the Up Your Confidence podcast. It's a destination podcast for female listeners seeking to build their self-confidence for maximum leadership and enhanced performance at work. Our goal is to equip, empower, and elevate and enhance women confidence from all over the world. We aspire really to allow you to leverage your confidence as a key ingredient to reach your God-given full potential. Today, we are discussing a subject that is super important and back on our podcast series called What Rob Your Confidence. And this is going to be probably the last one on this series about robbing your confidence, which is body image. So let's get started. What is body image, you may ask? Okay. Body image refer to how we perceive our body, how we believe others see us. It's influenced by our thought, feeling, and attitude toward our physical appearance. Unfortunately, the media representation often portray unrealistic beauty standard, leading many women to feel insecure about their appearance. So let's talk about it. How does body image impact our confidence? Constant exposure to image of a perfect body can significantly impact our self-esteem. When we see this ideal image, we might start to compare ourselves unfavorably, feeling that we don't measure up. This can lead to definitely low self-esteem, anxiety, and even depression sometimes. This is crucial to understand that these beauty standards are often unattainable and do not reflect the diversity of real woman body around the world. Body image issue can lead to low self-esteem, self-doubt, and definitely lack of confidence. So that's what we want to talk about today. Women of color, Black women, are often subject to additional pressure, such as colorism. And that is something that I really want us to get a little bit more into in this podcast, if we can, which can make them feel more insecure about their appearance. It's very essential to recognize that beauty is not just physical appearance, but also it's about your inner quality, like your charisma, your intelligence, and your character. And that is something that we really need to teach our young girl, because everybody think beauty it's just a physical appearance, but it's a total package. It's crucial to focus on the inner beauty and not let the society standard define our self-worth. So let me repeat that again. It's not just about your physical appearance, but it's about your charisma, your intelligence, and character. Women should focus on their talent, discipline, preparation, and character. These are things that truly define your worth and not your physical appearance. It's essential to learn to love yourself and not compare yourself to others. We also need to teach this to a young girl going forward. I have a 13-year-old daughter, and it's important to look clean, to look acceptable, presentable, smell good, take your shower and all that, because we are that age where we gotta remind that, take your shower, put on the deodorant, put on a lip gloss, for Black women, moisturize so your skin can look shiny and presentable. But in top of that, you gotta teach them it's a whole total package. It's your intelligence, it's your character, your charisma, it's the way you speak. That's all part of your body image. So body image and diversity. I'll come back to a little bit of the colorism and also my personal experience. But let's talk about body image and a little bit of diversity. Whether you are tall, because body image is really you tall, you short, you have long leg, you have short leg, you have a different body shape. Everybody is unique. And that is something that we have to remind ourselves that we are unique. You might not have the tall leg or the tall neck or the wider eyes or the fine body, whatever that is, But society usually use those standard as often like the norm, And I'm sure, when you were growing up, you probably look in magazine, and I just saw a great movie that is coming up, at least a documentary on Netflix about Barbie, and these are things that we teach our little girl, right? You look at Barbie when we were growing up, and this documentary is gonna call Black Barbie. I'm not getting paid for it, but I just feel like it's something that I'm gonna watch with my daughter to teach her about self-image, right? And the fact that there's two things that I thought in that movie probably. It's gonna be about the fact that Barbie can also be black, but also the diversity, right? Of skin color, and also, the look, and also the different thing that Barbie can do. But imagine that, as we were growing up, we kept looking on different magazine, and what we saw in those magazines were really uh, Barbie looking tall and skinny. But imagine you growing up and you are not neither tall, neither skinny, and neither white, And that's why we keep saying representation matter, and unless you grow up and you don't understand, you don't see those, you don't know what kind of trauma does that create, and what kind of misconception that create, what kind of programming that create in your brain. And then when you grow up, you literally have to reprogram yourself, because when you grow up, you can even think that those are the beauty standards that you have seen, and you can spend your entire life trying to achieve those, which are not achievable. So you have to understand that, you are really unique. For instance, the colorism, right? Colorism is really the preference of a lighter skin tone, can cause significant distress for women of color, right? So more on colorism, it's really the fact that society pits the black woman, like this black woman kind of me, darker skin, and I'm not even the darkest shade in the wheel, but I'm like pretty close to the end of it, because I know, for instance, when I go pick up my makeup, right, there's different number. I'm usually one or two before the last darkest you can see, and even for some brand, I'm usually the darkest one. And because I'm somebody that travel a lot around the world, sometime when I'm in the Middle East, for instance, I was in the Middle East in January or December, and I was traveling during the holidays, and I was looking for like a makeup that would match my skin, my foundation, and I couldn't find anything. I could not find anything that matched my skin. And the lady that was selling to me, the sales lady, was as dark as me. And I was like, you guys don't have anybody dark that work here? You guys don't have anybody dark skin? And she's like, well, we really don't have that many customers. So that just tell you already, nothing to do with the colorism, but it's just like even the diversity in selling to people like us, it's very low in some part of the world because we are not frequent there, right? So it's just tell you that, the preference, from the beauty industry is even the lighter skin color. So when you are like that skin color like us or like me, you gotta understand that, you need to have confidence in yourself. That's not just your skin color, but that you are unique, you are bright, you are wonderful, you are beautiful. And even if the technology or the industry has not caught up, you need to make them catch up. And you need to also spend your dollar. And this is something that I'm really, really passionate about lately. I should maybe do a podcast on this, try to find an angle where it applied to woman confidence. But you should spend your dollar, to encourage people that value you as a human being. So if somebody is following things that you don't believe in, like the war that is happening, right? Or somebody is doing things to people that you love, you should follow them. You should decide not to give them the money. It's just as simple like that. So for me, I like to follow brand, that value people like me. So I use only brand. So I'm not gonna go use a brand that don't have my skin tone. Why should I do that? That does not help me. Because they don't even think about people like me in the marketing. So I'm only gonna give my money to people that think that I exist, and they want to make me beautiful, make me more better in my makeup routine, right? So that's where I give my money to. And the more and more we have more of those. Before we didn't, but now the more and more we have more of those. So we have to be grateful for that, you know. But remember that you are beautiful as you are, because if you look on social media, you will see there's always pitting women of color, black or light skin or darker skin against each other, you know. And this is something that is rooted definitely in societal, but we need to go beyond that. This is rooted really into societal and historical fact that we don't want to get into, but those are thought and idea that are really into your subconscious, and sometimes it's really hard to remove it, but we need to understand that these ideas harm us more than it help us. So we need to elevate our consciousness, you know. And these are also trauma that we need to heal from, you know. Maybe you need to uh make fun of you because maybe someone make fun of you because of your skin color, because of your height, because of how your nose are, you know, because that's something that people like to pick on us as black people, you know. They make fun of your nose, how your nose look different, how your mouth is thicker, you know. But the funny thing about all those beauty standard is now they are all becoming, they're coming back in style. Let's just call it that way, right? They're coming back in style. There's more people that are tanning themselves to be darker. There's more people that are plumbing their lips to have, you know, thicker lips, you know. The people that are doing their hair like us now. So we are coming back in style. And funny story, somebody I read or somebody was telling me, you know, how so much everybody is trying to be light skin, light skin, light skin, right? On internet. And you know, everybody is like all the young kids are like bleaching their skin, you know, which is something that, you know, is definitely not approved or great even for your health reason, you know, alone, just the health reason alone, it's not good, right? So many women are bleaching their skin, trying to change skin color, that us that stay the same, you know. Because isn't that funny that you know some people that were some kind of skin color like 10 years ago or 15 years ago, and then you meet them back and now they no longer look like the way they look anymore, you know. They look like totally somebody different. They look like Michael Jackson, as we say, right? So it's important to stay consistent and just try to look as unique as you can, but it's also crucial to remain true to yourself. It's remain true to yourself. So to the point I was trying to make, because I'm sidetracking here, the point was us black skin, beautiful black skin, are back in style because we are becoming rarer and rarer and rarer. And another story that I wanted to say was a couple of years ago, because I grew up in Benin, West Africa. If you've been listening to this podcast for almost now 5 seasons, you will know that, but I spent 25 years in the state. And about 2017, so about 8 years ago, or 7 years ago, I went back to Benin for my nonprofit C Square for the cure. We were doing like a huge campaign, about 500 people came to the campaign, and I was walking around. I think I made a speech at the beginning or something as part of like the opening ceremony. So I was walking around because now it was about time for women to get the free breast self-examination. And as I was walking around, literally there was a lady that I just heard. She was like, "Oh my God." I mean, I heard what she called, she stopped me actually. I think they were maybe murmuring, or there was, you know, shooting like, "Oh, she's so beautiful. Is that her skin color?" Like, I've not seen anything but anybody that dark lately. So she called me, or she stopped me, and she was like, "Hi, how are you?" And I'm like, "I'm doing good." She's like, "Your skin is so beautiful skin, you know." And I was like, "Oh, thank you so much," you know. But I was a little bit taken back because I overheard them say, "Oh my God, thank you for," I overheard they told me. I'm trying to remember now. But clearly I heard, or the lady told me directly that thank you so much for looking so beautiful and keeping your dark skin the way it is. But I was so surprised and appreciative of that feedback, because so appreciative of yourself, like, "Oh, thank you for the compliment," right? But then surprised for the fact that, you know, this is even a thing. surprised for the fact that she's appreciating me for my skin color and for keeping it. I'm like, all I just had to for maintaining it or honoring my skin tone. Also, all I just had to do was take a shower, and use a lotion. I didn't have to do anything extra, but she was commending me. That's the right word for doing that. And I just thought that was a oh no brainer, commending me for being myself. Okay, I still be authentic, but if you think, but then I realized it because since I don't live locally, I realized that when you are in Africa, in West Africa, and a lot of people are bleaching themselves. And I think actually what's happening is, and we can talk about it a little bit. What's happening is because we live in a climate, because now I've been traveling a lot and I found myself in Africa 3 months at the beginning of this year, from January to the first quarter to the March, and it's extremely hot. Let's just be for real. It's extremely hot. The sun is just excruciating, I also live in partly in Middle East, and the sun is also very hard and excruciating, but there's not that many people of us here. So in that part of Africa, a lot of women are trying to really look unique and clean and everything. But the skincare product that they find or that they leverage are usually things that they mix in their own kitchen. That's one thing. So it's pretty bad. Or things that are bleachy, because people sell them bleachy stuff, or they come up with their own bleachy stuff because they're just trying to be brightened. Which, what is you really need is some solar skin protection, some lotion that we have some high level of SPS. I have lotion that are almost like SPS 50 at this point, because obviously I don't want to be darker than I am. I just want to, sometimes you be darker, sometimes you are not, sometimes when you expose yourself too much to the sun, there will be some side effects. So you just have to work with that instead of bleaching yourself, really. That's really the goal is don't go to the extremity where people 10 years from now they won't recognize you. But I am understanding a little bit more that the reason why they end up bleaching their stuff is because they're trying to protect the skin from the damage of the sun. And most of the product that are coming into their hand are really, or most of the product that they can afford are really product that are like uh, that are that are not good quality, for lack of better understanding of what's going on, that are not good quality, or that are just having some chemical content that end up bleaching them instead of protecting their skin. Because what you really want to do is protect your skin. You don't want to bleach your skin, you want to protect your skin. So let me get off the soapbox because I wanted to explain a little bit the context as I'm understanding it. This is not a topic that I really dabble into much. A couple of years ago, I was on a podcast where we were talking about bleaching and women standard, and people like me, because people like me that are super dark skin are not seen, we are not on the influencer scene and stuff like that. So it's very rare, when people see you and you have your bright, beautiful black skin and you are intelligent, charismatic, and looking unique and happy. People feel like, okay, we don't know a lot of black women that are like that, or black dark skinned women that are like that. But we are out here. There's a lot of us living just our regular best life and happy and super confident. So I wanted to bring that topic this time to the podcast because I think that's something that really rob our confidence. When women don't look good on the body image, they start harming themselves. And we can shift gear and talk a little bit about, the trauma and what is really causing women to do that. And it has to be rooted in trauma. And I'm sure I'll come back again before the end of this year, hopefully, or next year, because our podcast is planned for the rest of the year. Yay! Excited about that. And but let me quickly talk about like the 5 type of trauma that we need to heal from as an adult. And some of the trauma can be rooted in several things, but I'll just talk about it quickly around the body image thing, right? So there's five. wound of the soul, a deep and intense emotional trauma caused by life event, often experienced during childhood or a little bit early adulthood. This wound can significantly influence our emotional intelligence management, our personality, our behavior, or even us as an adult, as I was mentioning. So those five wounds in chronological order are rejection, abandonment, humiliation, betrayal, and injustices. Let me repeat again: rejection, uh, abandonment, humiliation, betrayal, and injustices. And each of these can happen due to your body image. This is the context of our conversation today. So this will occur between conception and age of 1, but maybe when you were growing up, people rejected you as a baby. I mean, I've heard story where you will hear they say like a little baby as they was just born was told by her aunt that she's an ugly black baby. So you can hear things like that, obviously, and a 1-year-old probably don't know much. But if you are like 5 or between 10 and somebody keep comparing you with your sister or your cousin with the light-skinned one, this can be part of a rejection thing that will traumatize you in the future. Abandonment, this will appear between birth and the age of 3. Perhaps uh perhaps this is something that so that's rejection. Let's go to abandonment. Abandonment could be, when you were in the kindergarten, you were treated bad because of the body image issue or because of your physical appearance. Somebody could have said something or just left you in the corner and all the different other skin color kids. It could be something, or somebody will make a comment about your nose or about your head shape. It could be all kind of things. Humiliation, again, is the same idea. Betrayal, somebody betray you because especially when kids are in the middle school, that teenage time frame, and your friend, they have a cliques of like other light skin girl, and then you and the other clique of like or by yourself because you can't play with anybody. Or maybe you experience some kind of injustices as a young girl, because of your skin color or because of anything related to your body image. All of these would can lead to negative behavior and attitudes such as feeling of insecurity, difficult in trusting other, emotional disorder, and even mental health. So to heal from this wound, you need to really do some deep therapeutic work, and require therapy, a lot of coaching, in the future. And the sooner you can do that, the better it really is. So let me get back and let's try to wrap up this episode a little bit with a little bit of personal story because I wanted to bring this part in our conversation in this podcast really about body image, because a couple of years ago, I think I did a podcast on beauty. I invite one of my friends that have a beauty brand and we talk about, how looking beautiful, not bleaching your skin, obviously, because she had a company where they had skin bleaching or for really light skin, but it was really, and she even commented me on my skin tone, and I believe she created product for even people that look like me, darker skin. So the beauty standard has been evolving. Even people that are in the beauty industry are also evolving their product line. But this time, I wanted to show that how, um, when we're paying attention to what society are doing, and in this series, we talk about it, right? How it's really the different thing that society show us that's really rob our confidence. And I wanted to zoom in this episode on the body image part because I keep seeing that it's keep coming back. It's a little bit controversial because when I posted on my Facebook, some people were like, this thing doesn't make sense. It's a non-issue. But we have to realize that it's an issue because we have people from the age 15 to 55 that are suffering from this. And at the core of it, you got to go back to the core of it. At the core of it, it's really those childhood wound, those childhood trauma that are really rearing are really coming back. Because when you don't heal those trauma, they keep coming back, and they keep gonna be showing up in different part of your life. And even if you go to like a coach, it's not gonna work. Even if you pray, it's not gonna work. You really need to go to like a psychologist that will really do the work and figure out, first of all, which one of those trauma or wound that you have. Is it the rejection? Is it humiliation? Is it the abandonment? Is it the injustice? What is it that is really making you feel that way? And instead of you facing a demon or facing the problem, you are bleaching your skin, you are having all kind of crazy things to your body. You can do surgery. You can take Ozempic, you can do all kind of thing. But for me, I still believe that, continuous improvement is important, and getting better and healthy is definitely should be the goal instead of the beauty standard. So I wanted to zoom in a little bit and talk about my personal story, because obviously there's a personal story in here. So for me, I suffer from being a black, dark skinned girl that is short and not skinny. I'm a little bit maybe on the obese side, based on beauty standard, because I'm a short size. My daughter is even taller than me at her young age of 13 now. So here we go. So I'm a short person by according to beauty standard. I'm not the one that will put on a magazine or a mannequin. Most of my clothes are typically has to be made customized. I have to re-customizing them. When I was growing up, it was good because I grew up in Africa. I can have my own stylist and make my clothes custom made to me. But when I had to learn to love myself. I had to find now that I'm a petite shape person and this is what I like, and clothes were made for me. So I never feel any sense of issue. I really knew about myself growing up faster that I'm just a petite person, and I'm okay with that. And it allowed me actually to create my charisma quickly, to focus. And I knew that I was smart, focusing on my intelligence, my charisma, and my character. And that's what I always made as my selling point. Like, if I want to ask myself, what is my package? I knew that that was my package because I just knew that, I was not light skinned, I was not tall, I was not part of the beauty center. So I quickly, programmed my subconscious that I'm not that, but this is my selling point. So that quickly allowed me to develop those even better, develop my charisma, develop my intelligence, and develop my character, really. And that has been a game changer for me. That has been my selling point all my life, and it's never been my physical appearance, right? Although I like to look cute, although I like to be beautiful, but it's never been my selling point. And I think for me, that's actually a great thing, because being a woman is not just about your body, it's really more about that. So we got to teach our young girl, to stay motivated about what they care about instead of the body image. It's very tempting when you are growing up. I grew up with a friend that was like beautiful, long hair, light skinned, just beautiful, and they're beautiful. They're more beautiful than you. But you also know that, beauty is not just the outside, but it's the whole package. So I coach most of my friends to just work on the internal package more than the outside, because obviously the outside is what everybody see. But then once they see the outside, and there's always a joke that we have, it's almost like when you meet a beautiful girl, she's so cute and everything. But as soon as she opened her mouth, you just want to run, right? And the same thing with a boy too, like beautiful man, but as soon as you see them, you just want to run. And you don't want to be around those kind of person, because they really don't bring anything to you. They don't have a charisma, they don't have a character, and they definitely don't have the intelligence that you want. So I want to share my personal story. I was a dark skinned girl, non-skinny. Most of my clothes didn't face me, it didn't fit me. But then when I moved in from Africa to America, I kind of like find myself. I continue to work on my intelligence, my charisma, and my character. And I just focus more on my talent, and my discipline, my preparation, and my character. And if you ask anybody what they know and love about me, it's not going to be my physical appearance. That's a work in progress. Every day I do work out, I try to eat clean, but it's not going to be my selling point. And what I want to say is, how do we build unshakable confidence? I think that's where we want to end this podcast today, because really that's what we want to really bring to your attention, right? How do you build an unshakable confidence? It's all about embracing your unique quality. You need to find out. And when I'm coaching people, this is really where we start. You need to know what is make you unique, because God created each of us in a unique way. And finding your unique quality and not letting society set that dictate your self-worth, really. One key is to learn to love yourself, because once you know what you are good at, you're going to start learning to love yourself, all your flaws and everything. It's essential to focus on your strength and stop comparing yourself to others. I never compare myself to anybody. I'm comparing myself to my last version of myself, to the next version of myself. Surround yourself with positive influence and practice self-care. That's really important. Create a tribe around you, and even curate your feed with people that will inspire you, and try to really practice self-care. Spend time with yourself. On this part that we talked about in the past, spend time in solitude. Always spend time with yourself, because that's when you're spending time with yourself, you can listen to a podcast like this or many other podcasts, read a book to really teach yourself to love yourself. Remember, your worth is not defined by your physical appearance. Your physical appearance is God given. And this is something you cannot do anything about it. The only thing you can just do is exercise or surgery or whatever else you want. But you have to make this choice to take care of yourself first, instead of worry about what other people think. If you want to do surgery, you want to exercise, you want to lose weight, you want to do whatever, you want to fix your nose, your mouth, even if you do that for your own self, do that for your own happiness, not because other people have gotten into your head. Do that because you want to make you feel better from the inside out. So to overcome body image issue, you must work on building your own confidence. And that's what we love to talk about on this podcast, right? Get to know yourself, love who you are, include your unique skin tone and body shape. Your mental strength matter from you more than your physical appearance. And it's all ages. It's from 15 to 85. It's from 10 to 90. Remember, you are not alone. Many charismatic, intelligent, and powerful women inspire us and pave the way. Follow the example and let your light shine. There's a lot of people that have been on this journey. And as always, remember, you are worth it. It's not Your worth is not defined by your body, but by who you are inside. Join us on this journey, and stay beautiful on this journey in this podcast, because that's always what we're going to be preaching. That's always going to be talking. Stay beautiful and confident. As always, we are here to bring you meaningful, engaging conversation that will enlighten a strong drive and determination in you, so you can achieve both your personal and professional milestone. It's really, really my true mission to empower, encourage women to become confident in achieving a pure leadership role in home, workplace, and life. I'm a firm believer that there's absolutely no limit to what women can achieve if they come and their dream and goal. I sincerely hope that all my female listeners will take away some valuable life skill and lesson that will encourage them to grow their confidence and unlock their highest potential. We hope that this podcast has encouraged you on how you can be more assertive, on how you can find your voice, but also speak up and love the way that you are unique. That's really what we are about here. Love the way that you are unique, because you are made unique. You are in your God-given potential, and stay positive. Love yourself, and don't let the body image issue rob your confidence. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Thank you.